You're listening to the DTF podcast, Down to Fitness, where we turn personal trainers into fitness professionals. We're your hosts, Dayton McPherson and Kyle Radune. It's Sunday Fun Day, and we are talking about something that may not be so fun for everybody. Rules in your gym, including cancellation policies, freezing, personal rules, all that fun stuff that's on all those neat little paper contracts or online contracts that you have. Nobody wants to talk about it, but Kyle and I are going to today. What's up, buddy?
Oh, what's going on, man? This one, I know I feel like a good 50% of our episodes, we start out being like, oh, I'm really excited about this one. This is a cool topic. Listen, there's nothing cool about this topic. And if this is our least listened to episode, I'm actually fine with that because I do think this is super important. This all started because there are some personal training people like us out there. And I want to be very clear. There's not a lot of us out there really helping and benefiting the personal training space. And for the last 20 years, there has not been any good governing bodies. ACE and NASM came out of nowhere, 15 years ago? People think they've been around forever. PT wasn't even a real career in 2010.
That was
2005. This is new. So I really do support other trainers and other mentors and people in the space.
Yeah. And other opinions. It's okay to have other opinions.
Because we are an opinion that has been proven to work, but that doesn't mean that there's not another opinion that also works.
Correct.
Ours works better.
Yeah. So this stemmed from our last episode when Gina, and Kyle's going to tag her Instagram again in the show notes. Gina _ Barbarella, I believe. Barbellas. Sorry.
Stella Barbellas, baby.
And she was asking about a client who frequently canceled, frequently rescheduled sessions, would just not come. And that sparked Kyle and I to have a conversation about cancellation policies and freezes, cancellations of memberships and things like that. So the first thing that I'll say, and Kyle's going to agree with me here, is when you have members in your gym or you have personal training, you have any service that you offer, you have to have some sort of contract.
Yes, you do. Yeah. But hold on, you didn't let me finish I'm all fired up. I want to help Gina, but man, I was a little upset about Mr. PT guy. I thought we were going to tell that story.
Oh, you can tell it. I thought that you weren't going to tell it.
I was saying that I was prefacing it with this whole la-di-da positive thing because I want to be supportive of other people in our space that do similar things because they are all important. We are all important. But he posted a post that said, and I don't have it in front of me, but it's basically said, you do not need contracts. You do not need cancellation policies. You do not need all of these rules in place because whatever reason, and he went on in the comments saying that it was too restrictive. It made his clients not feel good. And again, not that his opinion is wrong. I just couldn't disagree more. So I wanted to come on here today and kind of ask you about that because on top of what happened, then going back, we had a situation with a listener question last week, and she had the same problem where she didn't have some of these cancellation policies, and it was really not only messing with her business, but her mentality. It was these people aren't showing up, they don't care about me, and it was affecting her. So how do we change that? How do we fix that? How do we make it better so that it's not affecting you mentally and it's not affecting your business? We have rules.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of having rules. And I don't think that makes you petty or small or whatever. I think it makes you professional and a grown adult. But right. Where are you on some of the contractual stuff?
I think that me as probably one of the biggest rule followers. I've been with my company for 8 years, and what somebody tells me is what I do. And regardless of whether or not I worked for the same company that I do now, I would still have some sort of contract or cancellation policy or freeze policy. So the way that we do it is we have a 15-day cancellation and freeze policy. So all you have to do is email Dayton 15 days before your next billing date that you want to cancel or freeze your program. Now, if it's medical and you email me 12 minutes before the midnight strikes that you have a doctor's note, done. That's not out of your control. Canceling an appointment 20 minutes. One of my coaches just texted me. He's like, hey, I'm going to leave early. My client canceled 20 minutes before their session. Now, is that fair to the coach who booked it out and literally drove all the way back to the gym for that 1 hour appointment and then has to drive home. So that's 2 hours of that person's time that was basically taken away from them because of a person canceling. And I would further argue that having those policies makes people accountable more so than motivation or whatever that you talk about. It makes them accountable, or people are going to walk all over you. As much as you like to think that it's personal training and these people are your friends and they're your buddies and you go do this and that with them outside of the gym, people will take advantage of you. Regardless of how good of a personal trainer you are, how much money that they have, people take advantage of you. And if you don't agree with that, then nobody's done it to you yet.
You've only been training for a few months then.
Yeah.
So, because I mean, this is one of those things where you said accountability. If you care about your clients, you'll hold them accountable. There's this whole concept that like letting them do whatever they want will make them feel safe and they'll enjoy it. And actually, people do better with structure. So when you give them structure and you set the expectation, when we sign up, we are going to be doing this for 3 months. We are going to be training at this day and time on these days of every single week. We are going to, if you have to cancel, I need to know 24 hours before, or it does charge you one of your sessions. These things all matter because this is in their head when they're like laying in bed and they want to sleep in and they go, it's going to cost me $100 to lay in this bed another 20 minutes.
Yep.
All right, I'll get up. Now, same situation. If you think that they're laying in bed and they're like, maybe Kyle can get me in at noon. And they just roll back over. Like, Kyle got out of bed to go into the gym this morning. You laid in bed and just figured, oh, I usually have an opening at 2 p.m. So today they'll just take that. You'll call me later. No. Because now you screwed up my day. I don't have 2 p.m. You were wrong. Now you missed your workout. Now you're upset. Now it's my fault because I didn't fit you in when I usually can because we didn't have rules.
Right.
When there are rules, we don't have to have this conversation. And when you have confusion, you get people to not open their wallets. One of the number one things we talk about in sales is the confidence and the clarity about the program that they're purchasing. So this is not a clear moment in their mind. The cancellation is just around the corner.
Right. So the way that I usually address the cancellation policy is because people always have questions about it. Well, what happens if blank? What happens is blank. I will explain it to the prospect or the client. We have this in place to protect our staff. They're just not here all day long hanging out waiting for you to come in. They book you for a certain day and a certain time. It's an expectation that you come into the gym for those scheduled times. Expectation. Set expectations for people.
It's an expectation that the trainer's there.
Correct. So let me give you another example. So this is supposed to be a team mentality, right? With a trainer and a client, right? Let's flip it in terms of you and I that have spaces that are ours and where the leader or the boss, okay? I have expectations for my staff and my team, correct, Kyle?
Mm-hmm.
So if they weren't meeting those expectations that I set forth when they signed up or accepted an offer and became a team member, and I just let them do whatever the hell they want, do you think that they're going to be good employees? And do you think they're going to help my business? That would be no, right? So why would I treat a client any different? That's part of my business too. And you have to apply the expectation to my business, not the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to train with me if you don't want to. These are our expectations. It happens to us all the time. I only have auto pay programs at my center. You have to pay monthly. You cannot pay for a bulk number of sessions. We have had people walk out of the consultation and say, well, if you did paid in fulls, I would join. Sorry, we don't offer that. And I've had my coaches ask me in the past, hey, can we do a paid in full for this person? What's the answer, Kyle?
Nope.
Yeah, those are the expectations. We only do auto pay here. So with those expectations, I assume that you're going to do those things. And if you don't, there's consequences. It's like being a child. It's like being a team member.
Yeah. I sometimes wonder if like the person that says you don't need rules or like agreements, like I wonder if they've ever had kids. Because like without guidelines, you don't know where, how do you color if there are no lines? You can't stay in the lines if there are no lines.
Right.
So it's like, it doesn't make sense to me how you can just avoid that. So we talk about like cancellation policies, agreements type stuff. So like while we're talking about contracts, and you and I know we don't like the word contracts, we use agreements and programs. But for today's episode, we're kind of like the nitty gritty, the contract stuff. You have a lot of different rules that go into that. How about how you implement it? Because if you have these rules now, the guy that was on Instagram was basically saying like it hurts them because, you know, maybe they have like a hard day at work and they have to stay later. They have a meeting run late, and now I'm charging them, and that creates a bad experience. If they do that to me, I'm a human. You always show up on time and you had a meeting and you ran late, I will not charge you. You do it to me every Thursday for 3 weeks, you bet your ass I'm going to charge you now. But I have the agreements in place so that I can apply them when I need to apply them to the person that it applies to. Mm-hmm. If you do not have anything, I have no way to dig myself out of a hole. But if someone's getting upset over it, I can ease back. I can make them feel comfortable. I don't have to hold them to, you know, they have a traumatic experience. If someone gets into a car accident, they're going to cancel. Like, I'm not going to be a dick. You're like, I don't care. You better get here or you're charged. Mm-hmm. So I think that having a leeway there is important to note. And I think you feel probably a little differently than that, right?
Yep. It's a 24-hour cancellation policy, period.
So 24 hours, 59 minutes, someone calls Dayton, and what happens?
They get charged. Because I treat everybody exactly the same, and I understand that there are different circumstances, and I am definitely in the minority with this one. You could have, I don't know, some sort of emergency, or someone could be sick, or they just don't want to come. I don't know who can I adjust the rules for here. And that becomes a slippery slope for me. I can't make exceptions to the rules. That's the way that I see it. That's the way that I've always done it as well. There's no exceptions. On the flip side of that, I'll give you an example. 3 weeks ago, I was set to go get my haircut. I go out to my car. I go to start my car. Battery is dead. It's a half an hour before my haircut appointment, and this guy's really tough to get into. So I called, and his wife picked up the phone. I was like, hey, how are you? This is Dayton. I have an appointment at 1 p.m. I unfortunately won't be able to make it. Please tell your husband to go ahead and charge me, and I'll get him for the tip next time. Now, next time I saw him, I was like, you charge me, right? And he goes, no. And I said, why? He goes, oh, you had car trouble. I was like, dude, I don't care. I was like, charge me. This is your business. I took an hour of your time. And when I tipped him for last time that I missed the appointment and this time too. Like, that's his business. And it's great. We have a good interaction when I'm there. It's not like we're friends or anything like that and hang out outside, but dude, that's your business. It's okay to own your business and make sure like, these are my rules. This is the policy. When you sign up online to do a haircut, you got to pay for it before. And it says we have a 24-hour cancellation policy. It doesn't say we have a 24-hour cancellation policy, but if you've got car trouble, we won't charge you.
So another way that we are total opposite. So you say like it's a slippery slope because you treat everyone exactly the same.
Everyone.
And it's funny because my rule is everyone deserves to be treated the way that they deserve to be treated. So when you are always late and you cancel on me all the time, you bet your ass like not making it up. And when you are so good and you show up consistently and it's been a year, you've missed one session, I don't give a shit. So I give back what people give me. And just like, I think we talked about this in a different episode, you had a client, like if they didn't cancel on you or like they no-showed you, you didn't even text them because you were just like, whatever.
Yeah. You don't care enough.
Yeah. Cause they didn't care to text you. So why would you text them?
Right. Sorry.
Right?
I overslept. Sorry. This happened. Okay. See you next time.
I made a mistake and missed our session.
Cool. Just don't.
You don't need to text me to be like, are you okay? It's not your job.
Right. And I think the whole thing with me and the 24-hour cancellation policy is that like, I don't know where to draw the line because if I cross it, I am going to go down that slippery slope and I'll never charge anybody for anything. Mm-hmm. I think that's where like my mentality is. If I stick to the same practice that I've been doing for the last 8 years, I'm good to go. Like everybody knows it's 24-hour cancellation policy. And if I start changing for one person, everybody in my gym is going to talk, and they're going to be like,
Yep.
well, Dayton didn't charge me. What the heck? Dayton's always charged me. So I'm just staying away from it. Like where, for me, where is the difference between the person who was sick and the person that rolled their ankle and the person whose kid is sick? So I will tell you that one time a day I have someone cancel on me, at least one. So multiply that out by $100 an hour. So I'm losing $700 a week. That's not fair.
One a day. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, one a day. Sorry, one a day.
Yeah.
One a day. Yeah, it's not fair. But that doesn't happen very much with me because you've got a 24-hour cancellation policy. Don't miss. Don't miss.
Let's do that out by the year. What did you lose?
That's a lot of money. And I always encourage people, if you like hurt your wrist, you're still coming in for a session because you've got other parts of your body.
You got other parts of your body, and I'll fix your wrist.
Right, exactly.
Because I'm a good trainer.
We talk about that all the time. Oh, my back is hurting. All right, see you at 9.
Perfect.
Like we're gonna work on all that stuff. And, yeah.
So the only other thing we talked about agreements with cancellation policies, and this one's actually a Dayton one. Your personal rules, and this one, if there's ever one that we're going to hold tight to, is we've talked about it before. Dayton has the 7-7 rule, and absolutely maintains all his clients' communication between those two times. What happens when someone texts you at 6:30 in the morning?
I don't respond. Ever.
What happens if they text you at 7:30 at night?
I don't respond ever.
What about 9 a.m. tomorrow? And they text you and go, did you get my text message yesterday?
I won't respond.
So, Dayton, why don't you explain that a little bit in case they haven't heard the 7-7 rule before?
All right. 7-7 rule. I have 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday that you can use my personal cell phone for texting or calling. Outside of those, I will not answer your phone call. I will not answer your text message ever. I think that is more than fair that you get 12 hours Monday through Friday in order to use my personal cell phone. I do also have a work email. You can work email me at any given time. I don't care if it's 3 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday. Go ahead and email me, because when my phone dings at 10 o'clock at night for whatever reason from a client who can't make tomorrow's session or needs to change their time 4 days from now, well, now you got me thinking about work. And that is not fair to me for someone that probably works a good 12 to 15 hours every single day. And that's not healthy for me and should not be expected of me either. So I have a 7-7 rule. My clients know it. If they break it, next time I see them in the gym, hey, did you get my text message? My answer is no, I did not. Oh, that's weird. I sent you a message. What time did you send it? 6:15 in the morning. That's why I didn't get it. What do you mean? I don't answer text messages then. But you saw it, right? Nope. I saw it. But
that's not the point. You didn't see it because you weren't supposed to see it.
What did you need? Oh, well, in 3 weeks, I have a doctor's appointment. And you couldn't wait to tell me that right now.
So boundaries are important.
Boundaries are important. And
don't let them walk all over you.
Yep.
Hold them accountable.
And
you'll have a better experience for you and your client.
Set expectations. That's what this whole thing is about. And without rules and expectations, I don't see how that you can run a successful business. I can't.
But hey, if you train for 25 years, you might believe differently. On that note,
bye, everybody.
Thank you all for listening. I know this one's probably not as exciting, but it's so important. So go get some agreements. If you don't have cancellation policies, if you don't have personal training agreements, I have written all of them, and we can rebrand it in the blink of an eye. Put your name on it, send it out, and you can get all your new clients under new agreements.
Awesome.
Peace.